everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is me Aditi Ranjan, and before we start anything, how are you all guys doing? Now when I was a beginner in a BP debate, I really hated the term whip speeches or the whip because I really messed it up every time. But after 2 years of practicing BP debate, whip speeches have become my favorite because there's so many things to do as a whip speaker or whip speeches. So here are all the lessons that I have learned, and I will teach you how to make the best whip speeches or how to be the best whip that you can ever be in all your tournaments. So do make sure to watch this video, and before that, drop your love in the comments, hit the like button and subscribe because this gives me a lot of motivation and everybody loves motivation.
So now let us begin mastering the whip speeches and art of persuasion. The first thing that we have, what is the whip speeches? So whip are the last speakers, or whip speeches are the last speeches of each side. So they come in the closing half as closing government and then closing opposition, and they are the last speakers. So after that, there is no other speeches in a BP debate. So and if you have any doubt in that, then you can watch the BP introduction video of the same playlist and you can go. So let's move forward. It summarizes the debate and tells why the judge should why our case win. So the main purpose of a whip speaker is they do not introduce new points, new logic into the debate. What they do is they summarize the debate. They tell the judge, okay, this happened, and because of this or XYZ reason, our sides win. That is what the role of a whip speaker. So they cannot introduce new arguments, and the purpose is basically to highlight the core clash, not individual points. So you cannot say that okay, so PM said this, then CO said this, then DPM said this, and then deputy leader of opposition said this. No, that's something that is not done in a whip speeches. What you do is you identify the core clash. So if, let's take an example. So if the PM says X and then the leader of opposition say Y, so you can say there was a strong clash between a point X and a point Y performed by the PM and the leader of opposition, or LO. Because of this specific reason, then you give your explanation to that point or specific small explanation, and then you say, and because of this, and if you are from the government whip, then what you will say is, because of this, I totally believe, and the judge should, and you should definitely believe, and other points still stand, and that is why there is a strong favoring towards the point X that is said by our PM. So you don't have to actually knife your opening half. What you have to do is summarize all the debate, but from your perspective. So you just have to be a little biased towards the side you belong to. And that is simple. You just have to summarize the debate and provide an overview. So that's something very similar. Highlight the core clash. So focus on the key issue. So as I told you, in every debate motion, you get a key word. So every debate comes with a key issue. So that is something, if you're given to debate upon something, there are a few basic points that will definitely come into the debate. So that are the key issues. And explain victory. So judge is not going to understand that, okay, your points are better. You have to explain to the judge that why your point is better and why you should win. That is something what a whip does. Now, structuring is the key, the winning formula. So you just don't have to speak, you have to structure. You have to structure the arguments, you have to structure everything that you say. So the judge will understand, okay, because of this X, this Y happened, and because of this Y, this Z happened, because of this Z, A happened, and because of all these reasons, this is how it should win. So that is what you do basically. So winning whip speech has follow a clear structure, and that you should definitely mind, and you can even get it from the description, this PDF, and then you can read and note it down in your notebook. And this include framing the issue, weighting the argument by scope, severity, urgency. Conclude with so I'll not just read out what is on the slide. I'll explain you with my own example. So first, framing. So frame your arguments okay. So it's you are listening to all the speeches, then what you have to do is you just have to grab the attention or grab the core class. So you okay, I picked point X, I picked point Y, and I framed it. Like first I'm going to say X and then I'm going to say Y point. Now weighting the argument, explain the impact clearly. So impact, I told you in the arguments video also, that how do you frame impacts and what are all the impacts. Impact it that still what the opposition say does not have any impact on like probability, then explain what is probability and how your point or the point from the opening government or the opening government or the closing government or the member of government has like more impact on the world rather than the opposition. And then conclude with a final slide. And because of these reasons, I totally and fairly believe that this motion should stand or this motion should fall. So it's like depending on what the motion it looks like. So that's how you do. First frame your arguments, then weight them, explain them well, because it's all about logic and explanation that you put into a debate. Actually, as a web speaker, it's definitely important to put logic into there, and then conclude your debate with saying a few lines that either can be copied or I can anywhere. I think you get it, or I will attach it in the same PDF so that you don't need to find everything. So that's how you do that. And now weighting arguments with scope. That is something. How do you weight arguments? I know that was a little complex and I explained them well, so it's here how I explain them. So scope refers to how many people are affected. So stakeholders. So weighting your arguments, so you explain the judge, okay, this my arguments or the arguments that are made by my team. So it's member of government, member of like DPM or PM. So these, how many people are affected by that, and quantify the impact using like number and static. So that's actually bring a lot of impression on the judge that you have done a lot of research and that's truly what you are saying is true, and illustrate who benefits more with the comparative case. So our policy, so let's take an example. So our policy benefits 10 million citizens, they are only a few hundred. So you're comparing that the stakeholders of the opposition is just a few hundred, maybe 500, but our case is impacting 100 million people. So that is why it has more scope. So we focus on how many stakeholders you are affecting and what is the cause of that. And quantify is same thing I told you. Use data and numbers and compare the cases. In the end of the day, what is the web does is comparing the case. So you just have, every time you praise yourself, just compare it that, okay, they did not do good. They are not good, actually telling you, judge. The opposition is not good. That is something that you have to do, but formally, not informally. That is something that you have to do as a web speaker. Now, weighting argument at severity and urgency. So severity means how deeply people are affected, like the quality of life. So how serious is your problem? And urgency indicates like how soon the impact will be felt. So our solution prevent deaths while they are only inconvenience. So prioritize the issue. So when I talk about severity, so how severe is your solution to a specific problem, or how important is your solution or your argument to a specific problem or the motion. And then urgency, how long. So if you can say the impact that they are telling, that it's fine to deforest for a human use. So they will not say such easy points that can be rebut. But let's take an example. What if the opposition said that deforestation is fine because it's giving economy a boost? So you can say severity, urgency, that no, the time frame that we don't feel deforestation today, but after a 15 year, after 30 years, the whole earth will be there will be no life on earth because there will be no trees. Then you can explain animals will die, plants will die, even us will die, and no economy will sustain that time. So that's how you bring urgency to that shows that the impact that you are talking about has a lot of impact on the human life, not just human life, but economy, or the ecosystem. So you have to cover everything in that, right? So always think of a point and give a more logic of severity and urgency. So how big is the problem, what solution I have, and why is my solution even waiting? So that's what a web does. So this case is also for both, so don't mind if I always like favor the preposition. It's also same for the opposition side as well, but it's easier and convenient to say prepositions. So now, common pitfalls to avoid. I know the slide is ending soon, but it's nothing like that. This is only the basic thing that you have to do. Web speeches are not complex. You truly believe me, web speeches are not hard or are not complex. It's simple, easy thing, but you just have to put your mind in that. It's very easy. I think it's very easy among all the speeches because you don't have to prepare your speech. You just have to listen the whole speech and then say that, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, and that is why I win. Simple. Just it as formally. Don't go for informality, just go for formality. That's all. Now, common pitfalls to avoid in that cases is not waiting. Now, not waiting is a like big mistake, and I have done that too. It's seriously like saying a point and you don't explain that. It's that same. So you have to wait your arguments to prove the judge that why is even your point mattering. And new arguments, don't introduce any new point or any new material to the debate. Even if you use data or stats, then use the stats that are given by the opposition, like not the opposition of the same member or like people from the same house. So like that can be PM, that can be DPM, that can be member of government, and even member of government is from your same side. So you can ask them that, okay, I want to use this stat in my speech as a whip, so you say that first. So that's how avoid using any new stat, avoid using anything new, because your speech is not gonna rebut anyway, because there will be no speaker. If you're the like whip from the opposition, then seriously your speech is just the last speech from all the debates, and that is why you cannot introduce anything new because there is nobody to rebut that. And lack of engagement. So do make sure to make your speech engaging. Already told you in the last video that judges already listen to so many speeches and they don't have to listen, or they don't have the patience to listen to all the 8 speeches. So how can you make them listen? Your speech is all engagement. How do you make engagement is put the structure nicely, explain them well, and that's how you make engagement. Top some like attention seekers or like hooks in the middle, or the words that I told you in the last video. If you're not watched, then go and watch that. So that's how you build new engagement. So make sure that as a web, your speech should be very engaging. Otherwise, nobody's gonna listen, because everybody's tired of their debate. Their debates are over, their speeches are over. Even the judge is waiting for you to finish fast because he has to write and give it to you. So that's how you can avoid being unnoticed, and you have to be noticed, and that's all because of engagement, how you make in the debate. The next thing that we have is tips for success: engage and destroy. So engage, summarize, and close stronging. That's the 3 kings that you can use, and you can definitely win as a web. Because engaging, I already explained you in the last slide, so no need to put a lot of light on that. Summarize, because you have to summarize the debate. It's the role of web speaker, and if you does your role nicely, you're of course gonna win. So that's how to summarize. And close strong, like close strongly. So even if you're like close with a strong, that even if we accept X, Y is still outweighed, it's because of like XYZ reason, and that is why our motion should stand or our motion should fall. So even if you close smart, like strong, the judge is gonna feel, okay, they have a lot of confidence in themselves, and I should like once again look at them. That's how you build like impression and impact on the judge. So if you do like close strongly, then what happens is, already explained you, the judge is gonna feel, and the other members are also gonna feel that, okay, our motion is strong. And when you feel confidence in yourself, the judge is also gonna believe in you. That is what all about. And pulling it all together, examples. So like there is a debate banning plastic straws. So a good whip contrast impact. So they are not gonna say that. They say like what they are going to say as a nice whip is, they say straw bans hurts few disabled people, plastic pollution affects all 7 billion. Therefore, scope outweighed their concern. Right. So that's how you impact. So they say, like, if the opposition say straw bans like hurt a very few disabled people or people who are actually making straw, what you can actually do is plastic pollution affects all 7 billion and all the people of the world, not just people, like ecosystem, environment, animals, trees, everybody is included. So that's how you outweigh your stance or outweigh your party or like the side that you are owning to, and that's how you win. Now, disabled people lack limited scope impact. So, in the last video, I told you about how to make extensions. In that, I told you to add like people, new actors who are like actually missing, so that like disabled people, or people who are like less noticed in the society. As a web, don't do that, because as a web you don't have to introduce anything new, and as a web, the work that you are given is put out to, like, you have to wait yourself, and you cannot be like talk about people who are less in numbers, because that will not give you a weightage. So you have to talk about people who are actually in our like long go, and that's how you weight them. And pollution, so pollution is a broader global effect, so that's how bring the words, the word choices in our web is very important, because just bring out the words like status quo, economy, pollution, ecosystem. These are very strong words. You don't notice it today, but when you go into the debate and when you speak such words, the judge is gonna, okay, this man has a lot of research, this man or this woman has done a lot of research, and like they are smart people. So that how these words actually work, and they also give you a very broader stakeholders. That is something that's how you do that. Now, talking about the conclusion, the art of persuasion. Already, this is just a recap of what I have told you in this whole video. It's just simple that you have to frame, wait, engage, and closing. These are the 4 biggest elements that you have to use and practice. I think in every video of the same series, I've told you to practice, and nowadays AI can help you to practice debate. So fix a motion and you give AI a specific stance. So let them be a preposition. You make a speech for opposition. That's how you class, and you can learn that. Practice is the key to win anything. These tips will definitely help you when you practice. These keys will, or this video will never help you to just simply go watch it and win. But when you implement this while practicing, this will definitely give you a win. So that was all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you love it. And